Shine anyway. That's what Matthew 5:6 says. It says to let your light shine. Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Colette Elizabeth, and I created this channel as a safe space with you in mind. Today, I want to talk about how to deal with people who put you down. Sometimes we call them haters. So let's just get into it. First, let's talk about a few reasons why people may hate on you, why people may try to put you down. And you're going to see me looking down at my notes, and I'm just going to go through a few of them and briefly talk about what we can do and some of the reasons why people put other people down. So one of the obvious reasons could be jealousy. Now, you may say, hey, I don't have anything for a person to be jealous of. You may think that, but the person who is putting you down, whether it's bad-mouthing you to others, gossiping about you, they may feel that you have something for them to be jealous of. So one of the reasons for people putting other people down is jealousy. The other one is to make themselves feel important. And you'll notice a common theme with many of these reasons is rooted in insecurity. So when we say, hey, sometimes people put other people down because they want to feel important, that's a person who may be dealing with some insecurity issues. And that kind of tells you that's really not your concern. It's something that they themselves are dealing with. The other reason is to make other people like them. So many times people feel the need to be included in groups that may be toxic, or maybe it's not toxic, but a lot of times people want to be included in these groups that are toxic, that are gossipy, that are talking about people. In order to get into these groups, they will make up something or repeat something. And you'll hear people say, I have something juicy to tell you. And for them, that's entry into a group or in a situation where they feel that's going to help people like them. Another reason is people want attention. So many people want to be the focal point of everything. So they may decide to put somebody down so that they can garner all that attention. And you may say, that's ridiculous. It is, and it does happen. And I'm sure many of us have seen this. Another reason is people are trying, or they think they're trying to make themselves feel better. I think sometimes people think about putting folks down and they're like, if I can make this person look lesser than, in their minds, they make themselves look higher. So that's another reason why people put folks down. Another reason is to feel like they are in control. Some people will put other folks down, and for whatever reason, they feel like they have to be in control of everything and everybody. And a lot of times that has to do with insecurity, immaturity. There could be a myriad of issues that this person is dealing with, or people are dealing with, when they are trying to put another person down. Something else people try to do when they put folks down is they try to use the psychological strategy of displacement. And this has to do with this person dealing with their own negative emotions about themselves. And sometimes you hear us refer to that as people projecting onto others. So they feel some kind of way about something that maybe happened to them, that really happened to them, that changed them, that hurt them. And they began to project those negative emotions on you. Perhaps you are right there. And you see this a lot in close relationships. Why? Because people tend to hurt the people who are closest to them. Why? Because it's just convenient and proximity. So projection, that's a serious thing. And you want to give the person a break. But if this behavior and this pattern continues, you have to protect your inner peace and your own mental health. Okay, so projection. Another reason people put people down is because they want to destroy the other person's self-esteem. Now, this person is pretty narcissistic. You hear some people call them malignant narcissist. I'm not a therapist or psychiatrist, but I can tell you I have worked for some malignant narcissists. I know folks like this, and they are really into controlling and actually destroying somebody else's self-esteem. I have talked so much about bullies in the workplace on my channel. And a lot of times I have observed that these bullies, many of them, if you look at the definition of a malignant narcissist, tend to fit right neatly into those categories. You'll find malignant narcissists in abusive relationships. Usually they're the dominator. They are victimizing folks because they either, one, don't know how to deal with their anger. I tend to think that it's a little different. Or two, they are, again, projecting their negative feelings about themselves on you knowingly. Okay, they're narcissistic. They're just thinking about themselves, and they are trying to inflict harm. And I believe that's probably why the malignant part is in that description of that person. The next one goes along with what we just discussed. Sometimes these folks just have a negative outlook on life. Have you ever met somebody who is a negative Nelly? They're always complaining. They're never grateful. The glass is always half empty. They're always thinking about the things they do not have, as opposed to being grateful for the things that they do have. And those people can be draining. They can be heavy to carry. And you find yourself not wanting to talk to them or deal with them, or minimizing your interaction with them, especially if you're the type of person who has a positive disposition on life naturally. For example, you tend to see the glass half full versus half empty. Maybe you are in the same situation, right? Maybe you got stuck in a drive-through line. Negative Nelly is going to complain about the service, about how slow the line is. This is obvious. The line is slow. So negative Nelly will spend her energy, okay, and we can call him negative Neil. They'll spend their energy complaining consistently about this drive-through. You know this. However, if you're the type of person who has a positive outlook on life, you may say, hey, we can spend this time just talking about a few things that we've been meaning to catch up on. Or you may spend the time, if you're alone, texting. You're not supposed to text, but you in a drive-through line, okay? Or something like that. So there's a difference, right? So when you're dealing with folks who are negative, sometimes they're going to do stuff to put you down. And we call that throwing mud on your light. You're shining bright, so they're going to throw some mud on that light. So those are some of the reasons. And I know that there are so many that I did not cover. So if you think of other reasons that people put others down, drop them in the comments. Okay? So how do you deal with folks who are always trying to put you down? One of the things, and I'm looking down at my notes again, one of the things is to understand that the comments that they made or the actions that they took to put you down, most of the time, it's not even about you. It's not about you. And that goes back to projections. A lot of times this is about them, some unresolved concern or issue that they are dealing with. Now, when I say understand that the comments are usually not about you, that does not mean you have to remain in harm's way or you don't have to stay there. You don't have to continue to deal with that. You are not a doormat. You're not an emotional punching bag, as I referenced in a prior video. You are not those things. And so while you can be understanding of this person's situation and why he or she may be attacking you or putting you down or assaulting your character, while you may be understanding of that, you have every right to protect your peace. Okay. So understanding that the comments usually aren't even about you. The other thing is to think about the facts. So you have a person who's saying, you always do this. You're always taking this other person's side. You never listen to me. So think about those facts against what actually happens. If you have a person who, whenever they need to talk, they call you, then that does not align with them telling you that you never listen to them. Because if you never listen to them, they would not call you. So understanding the facts, considering the facts in light of what is being said about you. And that will help you understand, again, going back to the first thing I said, a lot of times these comments or these put downs, not even about you. The other thing is, and it goes with this, the one I just discussed, is to put things in context. Just put them in context. If you are happy and you're grateful and your life is good, and maybe it's not perfect, but it's good, make a conscious decision to shine brightly anyway. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. If life is treating you good, and if you breathing, okay, if you breathing, you get another opportunity to make a better life for yourself. And I'm not saying everybody's life is perfect. All of us are dealing with different things in different areas of our lives, but we breathing, right? Shine anyway, despite what a hater is saying about you, okay? The other thing you want to do to deal with folks who are trying to put other people down, put you down particularly, is to pick your battles. Now, I hear people say, you know what? If they come at me, I'm going to come back at them. Or I meet their energy. And I used to be like that. And sometimes I'm still like that. And when I do these videos, I'm talking to me too now. I'm not 100% arrived yet. I'm learning. I rewatch my videos and I listen to them. So pick your battles. You don't have to fight back every time. Sometimes the best fight is just to walk off and let it go and disengage and save your energy for something that is worthwhile. Because at the end of the day, when you are always fighting and always meeting the energy, you are the one that gets drained. Laugh at stuff. Laugh it off. I'm one of these people, I use laughter a lot to de-escalate. And I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes I be wanting to cry, right? But I just laugh because sometimes the stuff be so crazy. I'm like, what happened? And then I have to laugh. I may cry later, but laughter for me has been such a saving grace. It helps so much. The other thing you can do is to surround yourself with people who celebrate you versus people who tolerate you. People who celebrate you, they always have your best interest at heart. People who tolerate you just put up with you. And we all have people that we just tolerate. And we all have been just tolerated by some folks if we're honest about it. So be around folks who celebrate you. You don't have to be around everybody who don't want to be around you. Understand that hurting people, and this goes back to one of the other ones, hurting people hurt people. When you realize and that hurting people hurt people, you can forgive the folks and move on. Does not mean that you keep yourself in proximity to continue getting hurt, but it helps you to continue to shine brightly. Because I'm going to tell you something, when people put you down, sometimes you just want to give up. You don't want to admit sometimes how painful it is. It is painful. Sometimes folks can make you just want to just say, I don't want to be bothered. I have dealt with that. But what I am saying to you is you don't have to just throw in the towel because you have some haters. One other thing you can do is you can ignore folks. That's the easiest. People may say that, oh, that's the easiest, but it depends on who the people are, right? You can ignore people who are strangers and who you may not see again, but if it's not a stranger, might be a little bit more difficult to ignore. The other thing that you can do, and I've learned to do this quite a bit, is if it's online, people putting you down, you can block them. I know how to do a block quick. I'm not always responding to all the negative comments that I get on this channel. And I get a bunch of them that have to do with, why are you always talking about Black women this? And why are you always talking about Black women that? Well, it's a Black woman channel. The content is curated to Black women. Yes, other people can benefit and they are welcome to do that. But I am talking specifically to Black women, and I am not going to change that. So those type of comments, some of them personal, I don't even worry about it. You just get a block and get a block. So you get a block, you get a block, and you get a block. Now, if you can benefit from the information and you're not a Black woman, please, by all means, do so and put a respectful comment, and then you can enjoy more content. Otherwise, you get blocked. And I want to say the thing that I like the most, and I just got an opportunity, actually the world got an opportunity to see this in action, is when folks try to hate on you and try to put you down and stop you from shining, which they cannot do. What you do is you tell them, thank you. I'm going to repeat it for the people in the back. You tell your haters, thank you. And that's what the young lady Coco Gauff did during her ceremony where she accepted her award after winning the US Open. You know what she said? She thanked the people who didn't believe in her. Okay? You can do just that. And guess what? Coco up there shining. You can shine too. Folks who are hating on you, trying to put you down, don't let them steal your brilliance or dim your brilliance. You go ahead and shine your light. What's that song? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now y'all can go ahead and comment about me singing off key, and that's all right, because I'm gonna be singing when the video is over. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with anybody who you think may benefit from the video. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. And remember to hit the notification bell so that you are notified the next time I upload a video. Until then, let it shine anyway. All right, y'all talk about my singing. I'm going to be talking and laughing too. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.